What up? What up? What up? What up? It's Ibn Webb, Quran the Sum here. Official things thing going down here. Doing the Essex County all day edition here. For those that know this man, I'm just gonna call him by what he went by, and I got introduced to him. Gellow. I ain't even gonna say no more. Be quiet. Get him on. This is totally an honor. So I'm looking forward to this. So let me just get Gellow on, and we just gonna talk it up for a minute. Hold tight. Nah, we good money. We good money.
Mm-hmm.
Gellow, thank you. Thank you. I know we got to take the glasses off, everything here. What's up, man? It's been nice to place a voice with a name. Just thank you for doing it. You don't know how excited I am. This is an honor for me. I know you mentioned being an honor for you. Nah, that doesn't exceed me here. So I appreciate you just taking time out to do this here. How you been?
Oh man, thanking God for another one, man. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
All praises to him, no doubt.
Yeah. You in a good space, feeling good, family, everybody good?
Oh, absolutely, man. Like I said, I'm currently here at work. I'm living in New York now.
Okay.
So my just taking this time out right now so I can, like I said, it's an honor for me. I mean, you're doing big things, man. I'll be definitely proud of you, definitely, for sure.
Nah, I appreciate it here. I'm gonna take you back over the tunnel or the bridge or what have you. I'm gonna swing you back over to that side of the world here, that Jersey side here. Are you originally from Jersey, like born and raised in Jersey?
Oh, definitely, Brick City, USA, baby.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Oh, so
Yes,
you was born in Newark?
Yes, born in Newark, raised on Blum Street, right off Springfield Avenue. For those that's from Newark that might know the area.
Section, right?
No, that's actually Central.
My
by
bad,
West.
my bad.
No,
Okay.
no problem. West Side Park, 10th Street. Mm-hmm.
So over that, how's your childhood? I mean, you only child, or you had siblings?
Yeah, absolutely. Only child. But it was good, growing up back then. It took a village to raise a child, and it was definitely we had large families. So I was basically never alone, you know what I mean? They basically the families and everything accepted me as their own as well. So I had a lot of brothers and sisters, definitely.
Yeah. And speaking of that village, what kind of activities did you get involved with as far as just being young here? What you get yourself into?
Oh man, well, thank God it was all about the sports.
Okay.
Yeah, so we played everything. We had the basketball court on Blum Street. It was a small street one way, but we had everything we needed. The baseball field. Well, back then we made the lots, the empty lots, the baseball field, the football field. Playing in the glass and the rocks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That was just part of growing up. Tag and all the street games that was back then that made us kids, and we really appreciated it. We might have been poor, but it didn't feel that way. We never knew.
You never knew. And it's interesting as you just talking about the tag and playing on the street here. Just recently, I was riding with my daughter here, and there was some kids playing football on the street here. She said, they need to get out of the street. They don't belong in the street. I'm like, you know nothing about this here. Mind you, she's all but 9 years old. I was like, only if you knew. This was every day, everywhere. As far as just playing in the streets, car come, we'll get out the way, what have you. You know what I mean? Try to time it just right so we don't get hit. Yeah, So as you're saying that, definitely get a dose of nostalgia here. Now you talk about, doing that, the one-way streets. That was ideal for you, having the one-way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because while we was playing football in the street, somebody will here come a car. We just go on the sidewalk, let the car go by, and just continue as we were playing. It was definitely something that you will never forget. Especially back then, it snowed a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, we had to go to school. I don't care how many inches, 10 inches, 12 inches, and there wasn't no buses. We had to walk. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. Speaking about school and everything, how was you in school early on? As far as, was it something you enjoyed doing, or was it just one of those necessary evils?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. It was just it was something that we all like to do. I mean, most of us just like to go to school so we can have fun. I guess I was also one of those as well. But was able to graduate, and I wasn't a valedictorian or anything like that. But I was able to graduate and then had decent grades. So I went to Harriet Tubman School right there on 10th Street. Graduated 4th grade, then went to Bergen Street School, which was Camden Middle back then.
Okay.
Then, you know, got into a fight. You know, back then, you know, you had to fight. You know what I'm saying? It was part of that, especially if you're the only child. But it was altercation. My mother lived in East Orange at the time, and I got into that situation, and she moved me up to East Orange, and that's when I got to East Orange. I guess I was about 10, 11 years old.
Okay.
And then I continued schooling from there, and from there, I just took off. I mean, it was just, you know, it was just something that born and raised in the bricks, and then go to Illtown and continue the journey that God set for me, which was a lovely ride. You know, it had its ups and downs, just like a roller coaster. You know, life you got to hold on.
Absolutely. Now you get over to EO. Where in EO were you living at?
I was living on Steuben and Sussex Avenue.
Okay.
That's down the hill for those that know, little city, Missouri, Oval Park, Civic Center. You know, great time. You know, met new friends, and you know, I always went back to Newark though every weekend, of course.
Okay.
But yeah, East Orange, you know, they accepted me, you know, with open arms. I had to play one of the best players. His name was Theo Mills, at Lincoln School, 1-on-1, to really get, I guess, accepted. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how they knew that I played ball, but I don't know if it was from looking at me or whatever. But I had to play him 1-on-1, and you know, I beat him. I ain't gonna, you know, go into that. But you know, then I got my respect from there, and then I started meeting new guys and hooking up with summer league games, playing in the playground every day. You know, so all that came into fruition, and next thing I know, I'm in high school, and you know, we did very well in high school, and played football as well. But that was something that I really, believe it or not, I hated the cold, bro. I hated the cold.
Yeah.
But you know, we did really well. It was something that you will never forget. I mean, college was high school times 10, absolutely. But high school was definitely something you'll never forget, absolutely.
Now, before we talk a little bit more about the whole high school piece, I know you talked about, you know, playing around the way, what have you. Remember any organized leagues prior to high school as a kid that you played, whether it was football or any other sports?
Actually, I never played, you know, football like you got the Little League football, Pee Wee. You know, I never did play that. I played in the little lads basketball.
With Mr. Miles and East Orange, or?
Yeah, in East Orange.
Okay.
Mr. Miles, Lou Miles, God bless. You know, we saw the Trenton little lads. That was something, my first time, you know, I guess really traveling and meeting all these different players. And, you know, that's when I came into the situation where you meeting all these players that's as good as you or better, you know, which ultimately made me better, and, you know, and them as well. But, you know, coming up.
Real quick,
absolutely.
I apologize, but I wanted to ask about the whole low lad experience. I know everybody's experience was different. I wound up playing later on here, but just to your point here, as far as being in East Orange, right, just even going Hamilton, Trenton, wherever, it was like, it felt like it was miles away. I mean, just getting away from, you know, around the way for a little bit. And to your point, the teams coming back then too, when you were playing, it was school, teams from New York or what have you too coming through.
Oh yeah, well, you know, absolutely. You know, playing different states, you know, coming to, like I said, Hamilton, New Jersey, you know, staying with, you know, different parents. We wasn't staying in hotels, you know what I'm saying? But people that took us in, I mean, it was lovely. And that was the start of something really, really wonderful, absolutely.
Yeah, and then even playing down there, and then I know transitioning to high school, you knew, was there any chance of you not going to East Orange High? Were you gonna ever thought about going back to North for high school when thinking about it?
You know, I used to get a lot of flack because I did go to East Orange High School being from North, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And rightfully so. But no, once I actually got into East Orange, and like I said, they open arms, man, and the love was, you know, Newark. I always loved Newark. That's my first love. But you know, once I got hooked up in East Orange, you know, it was basically, you know, no looking back for us high school. So yeah, and then the location, that my mother was in, wasn't too far from East Orange High. It was a walk, but it was something that I don't regret doing. Even though much as I love Brick City, still do. But yeah, that was something. East Orange really changed my life, actually, to make a difference. I was never in the streets, fortunately, because we had boys clubs and we had gyms that we can go to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we always had that camaraderie. They just come get me at the house, and we go out and we go get the other dudes, and next thing you know, we got a whole game going on, a whole tournament. Who got next? I got next, and who got who? Yeah, man, it was East Orange was definitely the move. I mean, God put you in situations that just will better yourself. You just got to trust in Him and follow His path, and ultimately that's what I did.
Yeah. And you said EO changed your life. How so?
Well, I mean, like I said, it broadened my horizon to the point, not saying that it wouldn't happen in Newark, because I'm pretty sure it would happen there as well. But I had, I guess, more of an opportunity. East Orange was more like a suburb back then.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And, so it was more connections with different people. You got the sneakers going on, you got the uniforms, they paid for everything. So I really didn't get a chance to play organized ball in Newark.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I left so early. So it was all street in the parks and, in Newark. But that prepared me for East Orange. It made me tough. You know what I'm saying? I was always a slim kid. You know what I mean? But, it made me tough and made me strong. No matter, even though I did look the part as a skinny dude, I was definitely stronger than I looked. And that was my upbringing in Newark, without a doubt.
Now, the high school, once you get there, are we playing varsity right from the door, or are you?
No. I played my freshman year as a freshman, which was cool. And I wasn't ready for that at the time. You know what I mean? But as a sophomore, I started varsity as a sophomore. So it took me about a year to really, to really get into the flow of how high school basketball was. So like I said, that was my first year, my freshman year. And then, once I got the knack of high school and dealing with the refs and, dealing with the coaches and making sure that, you listen to the coach and ain't no talking back to the coach, things of that nature. So, it was something that was a transition. And then, once I got that down pat, I was able to, maintain and to the varsity level at an early age. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, who? And I know you being humble, which I appreciate here. You can push the humble pie a little bit to the side. But as far as with not only basketball, but football too, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Now
Absolutely.
What position?
Quarterback, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So played my freshman year. We went 7-1. And Coach Bonadise was the varsity coach, and he put all the freshmen together at the end of the season, and he said, "This team sticks together, we will be state champions."
Yeah.
And I blame myself because, like I said, I hated the cold that much that I sat out for 2 years.
Because of the cold weather, yeah.
Basically, yeah, because I never got hurt playing football. I know that sounds crazy, man, but especially growing up playing football on the snow and stuff like that. But what it was is that my hands and my feet were totally getting numb. You know what I'm saying? And those are two assets I definitely needed. So I sat out for 2 years, and then my senior year in the football, we had a great football team.
Yeah.
And so they basically were saying we basically just missing a quarterback. And two of the biggest dudes on the team, Leon Cole Booper and Neil Juckins, knocked on my door and said, "Yo, Gel, come outside." Come outside. I said, "Yo, what's up, bro?" Said Boop said, "You playing football, right?"
Oh, he even asked you.
Yeah, he told me I was playing. It wasn't no ultimatum. Oh, well, this is the ultimatum. You playing football, right? And I said, "Huh?" He said, "You playing football, right?" I said, "Yeah, I guess I'm playing football." So, and which was, I toughed it out. and everything. And we lost to Montclair, to make a long story short, because I know, we got that much time to tell the whole story, but we had a successful season, man. And we lost to Montclair 3-0. And, of course, there was a little cheating going on there, but that's another story.
Mm-hmm.
But we lost 3-0 the game before the final.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever won between East Orange and Montclair was going to win the state, which Montclair ultimately beat Union in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And, I blame that on me because my inexperience, had I would have played those 2 years previous,
Mm-hmm.
I would have had that experience. Even though I did really well, I made All-State, I only played varsity 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
That was all God, though. I got to be perfectly honest, man, because I don't know how I did it, but, that was a blessing, man. And I just felt like I let him down. And, even though I'm 57 years old now, I still think about that.
Yeah.
Because those players, they deserved it. It was a hell of a team.
Now looking back, you talking about that 3-0 to Montclair, what they just put everybody up front saying somebody else gonna have to beat us besides you?
Well, I threw a touchdown. Back then, there was no instant replays. The Sherman Waters in the corner end zone, about a 45-yard touch. They said, well, you only need 1 foot to be in bounds in college.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he had 1 foot in bounds. Of course, the rep said he was out of bounds. And there was one time we was at the end zone at about the 2-yard line. And like I said, from my inexperience, I threw a pass and it was intercepted. I might have had 3 interceptions all year, man.
Yeah.
And had I would have had experience, I would have went on a silent count. You know what I'm saying? I still think about that like every other night. When you go to bed trying to go to sleep, that still runs across my mind.
Oh, you're a competitor, no matter how long you've been. You're
I really felt that team was that good that they deserved state championship. I was kind of confused why after these years, I was like, well, how come Bonadise ain't say we're running on a silent count? I guess because we never practiced that. But if I had to do it all over again, oh yeah, it would have been on a silent count. As soon as I put my hands under you, snap the ball. You know what I'm saying? And because they guessed our cadence, we always use the same cadence. You know what I'm saying? Blue 57, whatever. And so once I said hi, boom, it was they had a great team too. I can't take nothing away from them.
Where was the game at? Where was the game at?
It was in Montclair.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They had Quintus McDonald, Brandy Wells, and others.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, our team was definitely great as well. We had we had like 4 all-state players: Sherman Waters, Leon Cole, Neil Juckins, myself, Deion Bailey, Terrence Branch. The list goes on. I want to stop naming names, and I want to forget nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, man. I wish I could do it all over again and totally be different. We will be state champs. Now,
that was your only loss that year, or?
No, we lost three games by the combined score of 5 points.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that like I said, it was a really good team, man, and like I said, it was my inexperience that cost us that. And we actually, our senior year, we actually lost to in football and basketball by 1 game, because in basketball we beat number 2 Plainfield in the states, number 2 Plainfield, and then number 3 Elizabeth, and then which we eventually lost to Columbia, Mark Bryant and the Owen brothers by 6 points.
Yeah.
So both our senior year was really, really spectacular. It was something that will never be forgotten. Absolutely. East Orange Panthers forever, baby.
Yeah. Can I ask, did y'all back then too, were y'all still playing Behringer, the whole Thanksgiving game back then too?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that up, but yeah, we beat and look, we actually we played on TV1. You remember TV1 back then?
Was it TV1 or TV3?
TV3, I'm sorry, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah. We beat TV3 at Behringer in the rain. And we beat them 38-0.
In the rain.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they was like the Dramatics. They ain't want to go outside in the rain. No, peace up to all my Behringer people. It's all good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nah, because I mean, just even playing in that game, obviously the tradition around that. So I can only, granted, the records, as they say, get thrown out, and you guys, just compete here. I mean, I can only imagine how playing that game is, the Barringer East Orange game.
Oh yeah, it was. That was the longest running rivalry in the state of New Jersey. And for some reason they stopped it. I don't know, politics as usual when that happens like that. Yeah. But it was over 100 years, in running. To the point where, as I got older, I saw an old newspaper article when we beat them in the New York Times about that game. And I was like, wow.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big deal. And I really felt honored because it said Garnett paced a shutout over Barringer. And I'm like, wow. So, that was really special.
Playing at Martin Stadium, how was that for you? How was that for you?
Oh, wow. I mean, that was the stadium that so many great players before, it was our turn, made possible. And it was just so, just being there, you felt a certain type of, in your gut feeling, the ghost before you was like, you could feel it. You know what I mean? Even though the seats were concrete, that's how old it was, you know what I mean? But it was just a nostalgia about it. And, for us to really be playing well, I mean, we were playing so well, we had a sellout every game, you know what I mean? Yeah. Each one showed up, I mean, because we were showing out and they showed up. You know what I mean? They showed nothing but love, man. They supported us to the fullest. Absolutely.
And the fun times, and I know, again, no knock on, those who only play like the one sport and specialize in all, but just what you hear, even the whole senior year, once you got done with the game against Montclair, but next day you had to put on some gym shorts and some high tops and probably go to basketball practice, I'm thinking.
Oh man, yeah, and that was a transition. But big shout out first of all to Coach Ken Macklin and Coach Griff, East Orange, Bob Lester, that was before me. But they were really great coaches. Coach McDonald actually coached our varsity team my junior year. And I'll never forget the first 2 weeks of practice, we didn't touch a basketball, bro.
Straight conditioning.
Yeah, he was a track coach. So
say no more.
Yeah. So we were just in so much great condition that once the football season was over, it was just an easy transition going into basketball. Absolutely. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Then also, especially the year you're coming off with that, the quarterback, everything else, basketball. But before that last year of basketball, to circle back, being a sophomore, starting that year, that's a big deal. You talk about everybody that walked them hallways here. For you to just come in as a sophomore to be starting, so that says something about you here. Yeah,
myself and David Cook. Big up to Dave Cook. 2 sophomores. That started varsity. Coach Macklin wasn't playing those games with them upperclassmen. You know what I'm saying? And I guess he wanted to put some fire under them. You know what I mean? Let them know you can't let these young boys come in here and take your spot. But that's what they're gonna do. And I'll never forget we played Baltimore Dunbar at City College.
Now this when they had that 5 down there, or this Reggie Williams and Muggsy and all of them.
Bowles and all them, yeah. David Wingate.
Oh, you gotta tell me about this.
Oh man, hell of a game. And we only lost by 6 points.
Down there, you only lost by 6.
Well, we played at City College here in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Christmas tournament. Yeah. So, I can't honestly say that I know who they were. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't, I wasn't into, reading the articles and stuff like that. Oh, they got these phenomenal players. We didn't look at it that way. We look at it like, well, they tie their shoes just like we do.
That's right.
And we went out there and, I guess they was more shocked than we were because we had the lead going into like 4 minutes left into the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? So it was something that they never forgot us. And then after the game, they let it be known like, yo, y'all brothers can ball. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now,
How'd you play that game?
Well, I wasn't more the scorer back then. I was more defense, assists, stuff like that, because we had Tony George and prolific scorers. You know what I'm saying? And plus, they were seniors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So of course they get first options. So I was more of a rebounder, put it back up. You know what I'm saying? Few dunks here, there, block shots. Everybody played their role.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I had no problem accepting that. I was just happy to be out there, in front of this crowd here in New York, and it's just electric, man.
Nah, I can only imagine.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And then, how'd y'all do your sophomore year? How far did you recall? How far y'all went?
At Boston, we didn't go that far. We didn't really go far till my senior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when we shocked everybody. Because like I said, we beat the number 2 and number 3 team back to back in their house, and it was really special for playing field because Coach Griff, which is our coach then, he was actually Plainfield's head coach the year before.
Oh, he just left. Yeah, okay.
He just left. And it was crazy, in the locker room. It was only a gate separating us, and we going at it back and forth, and then we go, that fired us up. So then we wanted to win it, God bless, like I said, for Coach Griff. And I mean, we did shock the world. Even the papers was like, dude, wow. And then we beat the number 3 team right after that. It was like, hold on. And we started out, believe this, we started out 0-5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now back then, when you got the Big Ten was gone, you guys were just in was it the Iron Hills Conference, or what was it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Iron Hills Conference. Especially football, that's a powerhouse, the Iron Hills Conference. So it was the main thing that they were really concerned about was me not having experience playing against these really, really tough schools. And, surprising to them, they wasn't expecting what we did. So I'll never forget, this was our first night game in East Orange's history. And we played Parsippany. And the first play of the game, I threw a 60-yard touchdown pass to Sherman Waters.
Yeah.
First play of the game. And I knew then, my confidence was up, that I knew then that, like I said, the team was already good before, and like I said, if I would have stayed all 4 years, though, ain't no telling what would have happened. But yeah,
you said that was the first play of the game?
The first play of the game.
Yeah.
Under the lights. Yeah. Of course, we were nervous. I know I was nervous as hell. Like I said, starting in varsity, my first, and they trying to kill me out there, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it was all God, because I never got hurt. And, like I said, I was always slim, and they just knew they was going to eat me for lunch. But, it's all about heart. You know what I mean? I get up, hit me, I get right back up, help you up. Come on, let's do it again. You know what I mean? Yeah. And our whole team was that way. So we like I said, we lost 3 games. We almost went undefeated in our first year in that conference.
Now, who were the losses to?
Oh, wow. That was so long ago.
Now, let me ask, was Seton Hall Prep in that conference when you were playing? I didn't play Seton Hall Prep. Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay. Now,
yeah, but we did play them in basketball. Yeah, we played them in basketball.
How was that?
Oh man, that was a game. I almost died that game. It's a funny story that you bring that up. Seton Hall was up by 1 point with 3 seconds left on the clock. We threw the ball in. Earl Hooks shot a jump shot, hit the rim, and I was able to jump up and tap it in. And the whole gym just cleared the benches and jumped right on me. Like I said, I've never been a big dude. Okay. So I was under the pile, couldn't breathe, man. That was just, I mean, it was, I was happy, but I was like, whoa, I almost just don't know what y'all just almost done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, it was really good. I can't remember the play. I know Bill Bellamy, good friend of mine. He was on that team. I can't forget, like I said, there's been so many games, so long ago. But I do remember certain things about certain games, absolutely.
Now, what about obviously the sophomore year, then you got junior year? when you felt like you start coming into your own as far as on the court here, as far as was it junior year or was it the senior year?
I would say my junior year.
Oh,
Yeah, I would say my junior year. That's when I, like I said, when I really got it down pat. The only thing that if I had to do it all over again, I would have developed my left hand. I really
okay.
wasn't as strong because I wasn't a point guard. I wasn't like a Dow Mosley, my man
Mm-hmm.
Bilal,
Mm-hmm.
who I played for Surprise, or Tyrese Carter, or I don't know,
Yeah.
because I grew up watching those guys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I wanted to play basketball. Like Bobby Hurt and Robert Cole from Orange.
Yeah.
See these guys. And like I said, I don't want to leave nobody out. Y'all know who y'all are. Can't name everybody. Big up Tori Pelham. What's up, my dude?
Mm-hmm.
The Walker brothers, Dal Wilson, Kenny Wilson. Man, the list goes on, man. Avery Johnson and Bobby Fields. Those names
Mm-hmm.
sound familiar? That's when I got to college at TSU,
Mm-hmm.
because they was playing for Southern. So Avery, whispered in my ear and just showed me a little bit, but I didn't really get a left hand until I got overseas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold up with the overseas part real quick. So you said like your junior year in high school, as far as start coming into your own and developing or what have you here. And now with the whole college piece here, when did you realize like, you know what, this could probably help moms out? I mean, as far as my athletic ability here, as far as college and tuition and just doing something here as far as seeing the world. Did that start resonating back then, or your coaches talking to you about it?
Well, yeah, ironically, I didn't really get too many letters for basketball. But like I said, I played out of position. I was more of in a point guard body, but I was a big man,
Okay.
because my jumping ability. But football, got a lot of D1 offers. But like I said, I wasn't playing football no more. You know what I'm saying? I knew that.
Yeah.
But when I went to junior college first. I went to Panola College in Carthage, Texas.
Okay.
Shout out to Coach Apple. God bless. Which I developed my game more. After that, my freshman year, we won the conference championship. And our sophomore year, we did pretty well as well. But our point guard was Darryl Joe, who wound up going to LSU as point guard. Matter of fact, he had the record for the most 3-pointers in a game, 7, back in 83, no, excuse me, 86, making a long story short. But TSU came in to recruit him, but he had already signed for LSU. So he told them, why don't they take a look at me? So and then once I got there, I walked on, and I got the scholarship, but they didn't recruit me, you know what I'm saying? I walked on at TSU. And the same thing happened overseas. I ran into my brother Mike Minto, him and Jeff Fry. God bless Jeff Fry. Yeah, Mike Minto we was downtown, just happened to be at the right place, the right time, and he said, "Yo, Gellow, you want to play basketball overseas?" I said, "Man, stop playing." You know, some people would be like, say some stuff like that.
Yeah.
But look, man, my agent gonna call you tomorrow, and sure enough, he said, "But look, tell him you 6'5". I'm like, okay. So the agent called me, and he said, "Yeah, Gellow, I heard a lot of stuff about you." He said, "How tall are you?" I said, "I'm 6'5". He said, "Okay, look, I'm sending you the plane ticket, boom. You got your passport, boom."
Wow, just
now.
like that.
Just like that. Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, when I get to Portugal, and I get off the plane, and they looking, they're like, "Angelo?" I said, "Yeah, man." They was just cursing in Portuguese. I didn't know what they were saying, but you could tell they was cursing. They was mad to death, dog, when I tell you. But they took me to the gym, and I had an interpreter, and he said, "Well, look, Angelo, they want to trade you because you told them you were 6'5". And he said, "Well, look, while you're here, they want to take a look at you." Okay, I'm not gonna go through the logistics, but I'm gonna say this: when I walked off the court, they had the contract ready for me to sign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and then we wound up. Oh man, that's a story. I don't know if we got time for this. I'm gonna just go through it real quick because I gotta give shout out to Tim Griffiths and Jay Griffiths, my brothers, because we had a player that was 6'9". One of his kids had passed, so he had to leave the team because you only get 2 Americans on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Make a long story short, they came to me and asked me what should they do, and I'm like, why y'all asking me? And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Send me back to America for 48 hours. I'll get you a player. I didn't think they was gonna do it, and they did it. They said, okay, boom, had the ticket for me. Look, Angelo, he got to be 6'9". Okay. Well, you know, I got over there. I said, I'm 6'5". I'm going to get my boy. I'm going to get my boy Tim Griffith. But you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we got that camaraderie. I know what he can do. Making a long story short, we get back. Oh, they mad again. Let him try out. Let him try out. Yeah, he did not miss a shot, bro.
Yeah.
I promise you. 20 shots. He did not miss one. 3-pointers, inside out. Hold on. Making a long story short, their season, they was about to fold the whole team if they didn't win or go above 500 this particular year. Make a long story short, we went all the way to the championship.
Okay.
And he wound up getting hurt. Then Jay, God bless Jay Griff, came over and didn't stop us. But the only crazy thing was we had, once we got to the second round of the playoffs, you know, they came to me and said, well, look, Angelo, we got to lose this game, you know, which was really disappointing because, you know, we worked so hard to get to that position. And to realize that, you know, sometimes this game can be kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we need to lose, you know, we can't go no further. And
now, as a competitor, you being a competitor, how do you feel hearing that? Like being kind of tapped on your shoulder, we got to lose this game.
Yeah. I mean, because it broke our heart. You know what I'm saying? Me and Jay, it broke our heart, man. And we, you know, because it's like I said, it's only 2 players from America and everybody else is Portuguese. So him and I got together. We went back to the condo, and needless to say, man, we got drunk and everything, and it pissed us off what it did. And we wound up winning the next 2 rounds anyway, without the players. But we made it to the championship.
Yeah.
And by the time we got to the championship, the players all but, you know, they was just playing like, you know, they from there. So, you know, needless to say, we wound up getting blackballed because of that, because we didn't follow, you know, the rules, you know, which we didn't agree with because we didn't know this that type of stuff was happening in pro sports. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, this being, how long did you stay overseas for?
Well, I played 1 year in '92, and like I said, they blackballed us from coming back. So that next year, I was blessed enough to go on the Harlem Globetrotter tour with the Generals. So, and then, you know, needless to say, you already know how that was. That was every NBA stadium in front of 20,000 people every night. You know what I'm saying? You playing in Phoenix, party, get up, play in Chicago. The only pro stadium we didn't play was Chicago. That's because the Bulls was winning championships and they wouldn't let nobody else play on that court.
Okay.
But every other one was I mean, that was in 31 countries. So that's how I was able to really see the world and you know, playing with them. And but I played for the Generals. I didn't play for the Globetrotters. But I almost made the Globetrotter team. That's a long story. That's another time. But that's a hell of a story as well. But I did really well, and they was gonna pull me up. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'd love to talk about that with you, but I know we ain't got time about that. But we'll kick that a little later. But yeah, that was be able to see the world, and like I said, it started from Newark, the East Orange, to Texas, you know, to the world.
Wow. And then even being on the Generals here, obviously, you know, the outcome, you know, with those games here. How are you just feeling as far as, I mean, again, I know you're getting paid and you're doing a lot of other stuff too, but just the fact that knowing this game, I'm going in and, you know, we're going to lose. Like, what kind of feeling was that?
Well, you know, the thing is that we, the Generals was all Division I players, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'll never forget. So we always, and then the Globetrotter, they were some cool dudes, man. I'm not gonna lie, Sweet Lou Dunbar, he was the last original one left. But all the players that they had, the new Curly and I can't remember everybody's name, but they were real cool dudes, and it was always competitive. So, you know, 2 quarters is show, but then 2 quarters is real. I mean, and we really playing for real, like, you know what I'm saying? So a couple of times we came close, and I remember this one particular game, I had the last shot, and I'm used to making half-court shot. Actually, I made a half-court shot when we played them in New Mexico City in front of 100,000, and I made a half-court shot for halftime. And this game was at the end of the game. I just knew it was going in. It was right on time, bro. We lost by 1 point. Oh man,
yeah.
We lost by 1 point. I actually, because the competitor in me, I was on the bus and I cried like a baby. You know what I'm saying? Because I missed that shot.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, that was an experience. I thank God for that experience, and I thank them for giving me that opportunity.
How was it as far as fans were
sorry.
receptive? No. As far as fans, they were receptive to you being on the Generals. All you guys on the Generals. Was it the same? I mean, in regards to just the fanfare. I mean, even though you were playing for the Generals.
Yeah, believe it or not, it was basically the same. They roll out the red carpet. You know, like I said, we was in the first place we went to was Iceland, and you know, so a lot of, you know, not trying to be funny, but a lot of they have never seen a Black person in person. You know what I mean? So they wanted to touch us and feel us. You know, does this come off? Or you know, even in Portugal, I used to be at dinner eating. You know, me and Tim, and you know, they will always stare. You know what I mean? And you know, you got so used to it that it didn't matter. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was an experience that I was, you know, I thank God for going through, because it you know, it gave me a different outlook and perspective on different countries and different nationalities.
Absolutely.
I learned to speak Portuguese fluently. Of course, I forgot it now, but I still know a little bit. But yeah, so their culture, how they live, was totally different from ours. They accepted us, and we accepted them, and you know, it was surprisingly, it was a hell of an experience. Absolutely.
That's cool, and thanks for even sharing a little bit of that here. Now, in regards to that one day, you know, as athletes, that clock gonna hit 4 zeros here. Like when that day came for you, like just to transition and get on with your life here, how was it for you?
Oh man, I'll tell you, used to just, you know, at night you still hear the crowd. You know, to be perfectly honest, and you know, basketball is more mental. You know, a lot of people don't believe that. And you know, as I got older, I got so much smarter, but I wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you know, the knees, all that running and jumping and million miles. You know, playing all three sports that, you know, coming up. That's what we did. So, and I'll never forget. You know, like I said, I was a real high jumper. So, but I'll never forget. They used to tell me all the time, "Man, you better enjoy it now, boy, because when them knees," and they was absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Camille Gist from East Orange, you know, true point guard. You know, he used to always like, "Damn, Gellow, I know you could jump like that. You better enjoy it now," you know. So definitely, that was something that still to this day, like I say, 57 years old, and I still think about games. I still think about certain situations, what decision I should have made instead of making that decision, and what pass I should have done. And you know, it never leaves you. You know, it definitely does. And it's like, okay, you think you can still touch the rim? No, I wouldn't even try. You know what I'm saying? You know, your mind tell you, yeah, you go ahead and do it, but you know, your body be like, man, stop playing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
that's right.
you know, so I do. I was into coaching in East Orange, so I'm definitely going to get back into that.
Okay.
Without doubt, because you know, got to give back. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I love the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? They way different than, you know, than we was coming up. But you know, it's something that we, especially as Black men, that we need to definitely get involved in their lives. You know, definitely, because they need us right now.
No, you ain't kidding about that. You definitely ain't kidding about that. Outside of the sports and playing, I mean, what did you wind up doing with the rest of your life up until this point?
Well, like I said, I'm a DJ too. I've been a professional DJ for a while, over 40-something years. So I've always been heavy into, you know, DJing. I've DJed all over the world as well. specializing in house music. I'm trying to get on one of them tickets right in East Orange. I'm in East Orange and Newark. I can't seem to get on one of them house tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Just had one. They just had a big joint too somewhere recently.
Warnaco Park.
Mm-hmm.
Warnaco Park. Yeah. So but they always seem to use the same DJs. It's kind of hard to get in that circle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely difficult. And and like I said, as good as I am as far as playing house music, like I'm a humble dude, but I'm trying to shoot my shot right now. You know what I'm saying? Put me on one of y'all tickets, you won't be mad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna be back and forth to Newark and East Orange and Irvington, because they got their house music going on. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all the DJs that are on those tickets. Keep rocking, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, absolutely. we got to slide you up in there though.
Yeah, man. They won't be mad. Tamir Green is East Orange mayor. That's a good friend of mine. Mm-hmm. Shout out to him. Shout out to the city of East Orange, like I said. So hopefully he'll get a chance to see this, and hopefully I'll get a chance to see him this summer. This is second term. I could have easily went to him and like, yo, come on, bro. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to do that. I'm not that type of dude.
Yeah. But also in your travels, I'm sure every now and then it don't hurt to ask. I
Absolutely.
know you mentioned black men. You mentioned black men and everything else. Sometimes with us, we don't ask when it's just as simple as that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I need to stop letting my pride get in the way. A closed mouth don't get fed. The cliche. Mm-hmm. That is true. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna be coming to see you, Tamir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, most definitely here. As far as sports, what has it given you that sticks with you to this day?
Well, sports has always given me the humility. It gave me the ability to deal with people from different walks of life, no matter what color you are. It makes that transition easier, without a doubt. Like I said, going to different places and being able to communicate with one another without looking at each other's color. You know what I mean? And to let the kids see that, because kids don't know color. You know what I mean? They are taught that. And this is something that we need to instill in our kids, especially our Black kids. I don't even want to get into the race thing, but you know how I go. Yes. And I'm not going to get into that. But what I will say is that sports do bring people together from all nationalities.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something I think is the biggest thing that I've learned from sports, is that. And camaraderie with your team. One thing I know, we won many championships. Shout out to Sharif McNeil, Howie McNeil, so many people, man. Shout out to Rodney Williams too, as well, for doing this Hall of Fame thing. Like I said, I thank God, thank y'all for let me be in the Hall of Fame.
Ain't no nominee. You got elected. You're up in the building.
Yeah, I really appreciate Rodney Williams and his lovely wife Lori. And everybody that came out. And I want to say that was a beautiful night. And shout out to Paulette Bigelow and Janice and Gladys Walker, Nietzsche and Rita Lawrence, because, they went 31-0, and that was my freshman year. And so we scrimmaged them. And needless to say, they tore our ass up, and you could tell that they were going to be good. But I didn't know they was going to be that good. They didn't lose a game. So to be inducted along with them, and they're good friends of mine as well, that was a special night, absolutely. And then shout out to Charmin for being my escort, baby girl. Nothing but love for you. Absolutely.
And that's cool. I mean, I think what they're doing with the Hall of Fame and all, things come full circle, and I'm sure you ran into people you probably ain't seen since you left high school.
Oh, absolutely. And excuse me. And like I said, those legends before me, that was the most gratifying thing to me. Like I said, Bob Lester, Coach Bob Lester, I was too young to really to know him like that. But
you so love him as a kid, though. You love him.
Oh yeah. And I've seen him, but he wouldn't know who I was. But and other greats that was there. I won't start saying no names, but they know who they are. It was good. It was a beautiful time. It was good to be around people that that's way older than you that started that train. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just to be on board on that train is a beautiful thing. And I'm praying that they do somebody come up with a football Hall of Fame, because then that will really be something.
Oh yeah.
That would really be something.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of great players, man. A lot of great players, man. There's only 12 on the basketball team. With football is like 30.
Yeah, that's the thing. Football, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a lot here.
And so many people deserve it,
You mentioned some of the older guys. I know you didn't go into names here, but can I ask, as far as like just pickup games? Because I'm sure, though they were a little old, I'm sure there was times you had to play against them somewhere in the gym or pickup or something. Like how were those games? I mean, you mentioned you mentioned Mr. Gitz here. You mentioned everybody here. How were these games?
Yeah, man, those games was. Like I said, when I got to East Orange, it was crazy. Clyde Bradshaw and like I said, people like that, Troy Webster, Tony George. The list goes on. So you playing in the pro league with all these players, Big Tree, Antone Galashaw, like I said, Howie and Sharif McNeil, Mike Mitchell, Mark Bryant, and then playing against these pros like Rod Strickland and Mark Jackson, just to name a few, Mo Layton, Anthony Mason, Avery Johnson. Like I said, and after the game was the most fun part, because I really didn't know, them being pros, they were so down to earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just being out there, because they could have got hurt, but being out there with us, you know what I'm saying? I guess we were close to pros, I guess, as you can get.
I'm about to say, you was a pro yourself here. Don't limit yourself here. No, absolutely.
Yeah, so just for them to come out and spend some time and to teach us a few things, and like I said, the camaraderie after the games was amazing, man. Like I said, especially God bless Anthony Mason. We were really, really close. Speedy Williams, A Train, playing at West 4th Street and the Rucker, and New York accepting New Jersey, and vice versa, excuse me, with no altercations. Shout out to the females too, Tammy Hammond, like I said, Rosetta Guilford Red, that's my girl. Even Dana Owens, Queen Latifah back in the day. Yeah. Queen had some game. We was West Side Park. Robin Crawford. Shout out. Got to get a ladies shout out.
Oh, of course.
I ain't forget y'all. I know I ain't name all y'all, but nothing but love, y'all. Definitely, because they was better than a lot of dudes that. Oh no, I got her. Bump that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, they getting picked first, definitely.
Absolutely.
Nah, definitely here. Kind of throw you on the spot here before we just some random, not so random questions. You got a few minutes for me with this?
Okay, no, absolutely.
Cool. So being a Jersey guy, I know you're up in the city now, but prefer the Parkway or the Turnpike?
Oh man, I'm a brick city baby, man. I got to tell you. I mean, I love New York, but I've got to say the Turnpike. Without that.
That I know, being in East Orange here, Main Street or Central Ave?
Oh man, I want to say down the hill, Oval Park, Park. My boys, Naughty by Nature, and that whole crew. Shout out to them, fan from Mill, the Rascals. It was like I said, Newark had it. Got mad talent too. Whitney, I got a chance to meet Whitney several times, but playing against her brother Gary Garland, he played for the Denver Nuggets. So that was, and her brother Mike Houston, cool dudes. So yeah, down the hill for sure.
Now, you mentioned down the hill. You mentioned East Orange, everything else here. What about you mentioned after the game, saying this is more of a question for me before I get back into this. So you ever spent any time at the Peppermint?
Oh man, who didn't? Whether you from Newark, Orange, East Orange, oh man, that's like Club 88. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, those one of them places, man, where, I mean, you know, that's, you know, there wasn't extravagant clubs like the Tunnel or Latin Quarters that was here, because we used to come here too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it wasn't number love for the Peppermint, man. And you know, 88. You know, like I said, back then there was a lot of places to go.
Yeah.
You know, so Peppermint was definitely, man, so many nights. And the food was just ridiculous. Sometimes, you know, we just go there sometimes and get the food, you know what I mean? That restaurant in the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All
great
right.
nights in the Peppermint, for sure.
British Walkers or Bally's?
British Walkers.
All day. Yeah.
All day.
All day.
You know, and the crazy part, I never wore either pair, but they both was dope. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But yeah, British Walkers.
Remember the first time you dunked?
Yeah. Actually, I was in the 7th grade. First time. You know, I was of course I was excited. You know, because, you know, it was always, you know, growing up, got the hanger, dunking on it with a balled up socks and everything, and you know, trying to get it, and then you finally get it, and then once you finally get it, it just gets better and better and better. Because, you know, you get, because you want to make sure that you land right. You don't want to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? But once you get over that fear, and, you know, the higher you're gonna go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Halim Jones. Halim was another high jumper from East Orange, and, you know, we taught him how to you know, and we saw that in ourselves. Halim, you know, he was nervous at first, but once he got it, you know, it was no stopping. Shout out to him.
Speaking of higher and the higher you go, I'm gonna ask you put that humble pie, push it to the side for a second. One of your best posters that you caught somebody out? The one even to this day give you like a chill, like, oh, I got him.
Wow, you know what? Being pushing the humility to the side, it was a lot of them, man. Wow. I mean, a lot of follow-up dunks. I'll never forget one where we was in Central Park in Orange. And it was big. It was Anthony Avant and his boy Big Tone. And, you know, Avant is like 6'10", Tone is like 6'9", and, you know, I'm 6'1". So the ball came off the rim. They jumped for the rebound. And I jumped over them, and next thing you know, the whole park is on the court. You
that's
know what
crazy.
I mean?
That's a crazy. I was you. That's a crazy feeling. I can only imagine how you felt. Woo.
Yeah, that was. I hope Avant don't see this one, but yeah, he remember that. That's my man. Both of them.
Nah. Definitely great people. Definitely great people.
Yeah.
Speaking of Central Playground, favorite playground to play in?
Elmwood Park.
All day, Elmwood. Yeah. I can only imagine them games.
Yeah, because all the pros love Elmwood Park, man.
Yeah.
Because they will all show up. Chris Mullen. I mean, like I said, all of them would show up. Wendell Alexis, Ken Bannister, you know, all of them would show up. I mean, but the first original one was at Orange Park, actually. The first original, yeah. And then Ron Nelson, it's called the Ron Nelson Pro League. And then once it got to, we had a couple of years at Central Playground too, on Central Avenue. But the most nostalgic ones, the most memorable ones was definitely Elmwood Park.
Yeah.
Shout out to Harry James.
Mr. James, rest in peace. Yeah.
Definitely rest in peace. Absolutely.
Did you have a go-to move?
Did
you have a go-to move on the court? Did you have a go-to?
Well, like I said, I wasn't a real ball handler, but, you know, but I had a quick first step.
Okay.
So if I had to say, you know, that was my thing, you know, fake to the left and then, you know, go right. And once I get by you, you know, if I'm not going to dunk on you, I'm going to give a nice pass to somebody, you know what I mean? And I was a good 3-point shooter. A lot of people didn't really see that until overseas and on a Globetrotter tour, because, like I said, I was more of a down low player, you know, and we had so many great shooters. I played with so many great shooters that, you know, I used to love to just see him. And plus, I was waiting for something to come off the rim. You know me.
Yeah.
So, you know, I never had a problem with being a role player, even though I still got my thing off, and you know, that's how we won it, because we hung together. You know, when we, like I said, we got a lot of championships under our belt, but we were together all the time. Me, Tori, Sharif, you know, we're together every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people don't realize that when it comes to team. I mean, you really got to know each other. I mean, on and off the court.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And you know, in order to win the championship, that is crucial. That's something I think people need to know. Absolutely, especially as young players growing up. You know, everybody wants to be the star. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a star. You don't have to have no stars. But as long as you all know each other, I mean, everybody can score. Anybody can score. Somebody scored 30 one night, somebody scored 30 the next night. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. Don't get the big head. You know what I'm saying? Love your brother and help your brother.
That's right.
And even after you finish playing, you know, help your brother, because we all need help and we all need the love. And, you know, tell somebody you love them before it's too late. Absolutely. Because I done lost, oh man, I guess we all have, you know, the last few years. Yes. But especially this year, oh man, so many people I've lost, man. And like I said, to not tell your brother and your sister that you love them, you know, you will feel it later if you don't. So that's my advice if I can give. I'm not a counselor or anything, but yeah,
that's universal. You don't need no license, no degree for that. Yeah, that's universal.
Spread love. Like I said, I feel like I've known you now for almost 40 years, and you know what I'm saying. We just looked up over the last year. You know what I mean, and you know I'm proud of you doing your numbers, man. And you know my thing was like, we're gonna support you to the fullest. Absolutely.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. I'm gonna turn this back around on you here. So, football, basketball, or DJ?
All the above.
All the above. We'll take that. We'll take that. I know you don't play tons of games, no matter what the sport is, but best game you ever played in your life at any level, is the one that sticks out?
I would have to say my freshman year against Irvington. And I say that because I hated moon backboards, you know, the half moon backboard.
Same here.
I hated those. And I scored 45 points in that game. Hitting jumpers, hitting stuff off the backboard, if you could believe that. Yeah, so that was definitely a game that I definitely remember. Because like I said, and I was really young, you know what I mean, at the time. And so that game definitely sticks out without a doubt.
Yeah. You might have said this one already, but best team you ever been on?
Whoa.
On any sport. Any sport.
Well, basketball for sure. I would have to say my senior year at Texas Southern. You know, we almost made the final 64. We lost to A.V. Johnson and them by.
Now he was at Southern. Was it Southern he was at?
Yeah, he was at Southern. Him and Bobby Fields, and they had, I forgot the other dude name. Man, forgive me, but he wound up playing with Charlotte Hornets. But yeah, and I might have had like 30 points that game as well. And we finished 21-7. You know what I'm saying? So on that particular level, and then because like I said, I didn't make the NBA, but I guess the next one first before that one would probably be that Portuguese team that Tim Griffiths and Jay Griffith played for. Because like I said, we only lost 2 games that whole year, so we was like 25-2.
Okay.
And went and turned the whole city around. I mean, this is something we're contemplating on writing a book about, because you know that country, and you know, because it's third world country, so there's only rich and poor. So you know, we stay in a condo with a fireplace in the kitchen, beautiful, but right next to us is, you know, people without running water. In the shack, and you know, so you know, every time I get paid, I make sure they need water every day. Well, you know, it's something I just felt compelled on doing. But that's the whole city was, you know, will come together at these games, and you know, we played in a soccer stadium. I'm talking about full to the rim, flags. They just going. They smoke in the gym, so ain't nothing but smoke above the basketball court. I mean, it was, oh man, it was an experience. But those people really came together in a village that was really torn apart, just to see us. You know what I'm saying? And I always had to say that probably was the best team. And like I said, I had my boys with me, Tim and Jay Griff. So that was a pleasure. I'll never forget when they told me, like I told you about the story, where they asked me go get them a 6'9" player. When I went back to get my boys, their mother, Pearl Griff, mommy, what's up, ma? She I rung the bell in the intercom. She said, "Who is it?" I said, "It's Gellow." She said, "Gellow, what the hell you doing here? Ain't you supposed to be in Portugal?" Man, making a long story short, I said, "Yeah, I can't get your sons." But yeah, so I would have to say that team probably was the best team I played.
Yeah. Absolutely. Is there any game that you would like to have back, whether it was football or basketball? And was it a game? Is there a game that you would like to have back?
Oh yeah, like I said, I can't reiterate enough the Montclair game.
That Montclair game.
Yeah, like I say, because I felt like I let my boys down, man. I said if I had to do it all over again, I should have toughed it out and played all 4 years. And I missed them those 2 years that I didn't play.
Yeah.
So like I said, when Booper came and Neil Judkins came to the house and told me I'm playing football, I wasn't going to argue that fact. Plus, I didn't want to have to wrestle with them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some big dudes.
Crazy. And I know we got one commonality. Don't let the grades fool. I was a quarterback too.
Oh yeah, who?
I went to Immaculate.
Immaculate?
I went to Immaculate. I played quarterback up there. Yeah.
Shout out. How'd you do?
I was okay. I was okay. Yeah. So I played quarterback. So I know some of them ups and downs that you talk about being a quarterback and all that stuff here. So
you could definitely relate. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, this might be a little tough for you here. Your all-time starting five at East Orange High. It could be positionless.
Whoa. Okay, let me put my glasses on.
Okay, put the glasses.
I'm getting up there. Wow. Okay. It would have to be Clyde Bradshaw, Cleveland Eugene, no disrespect, Rodney Williams, Tony George. Wow.
That's 4.
Yeah, because I'm missing so many greats before even them.
Oh, nah, that's the fun of it though. Nobody taking it personal.
Yeah.
That's 4.
And,
Give me one more.
Okay, to putting all humility aside, myself.
Okay. I even help you out here. I give you a 6-man. I give you a 6-man. Who would that be?
The 6-man would have to be wow. I said Cleveland Eugene. Wow, that's a tough one. I don't know. Because the names escape me right now. You know what I'm saying? I guess because I'm on the spot. Yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, there was so many greats especially at East Orange.
Yeah.
Like, just don't even ask me about Newark, because I'd definitely be like, wow, that'd be so hard to do.
Nah, I'm sure.
Shout out to the Hole, where the Hole at.
Oh yeah. It was an event down there. The game was probably the preliminary. There was an event down there. There was definitely
shout out to the Hole, Branchbrook Park, you know what I'm saying, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, playing those leagues too, like I said, never leave the bricks, baby. Never leave the bricks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Someone who should have made it. However you define made it. However you define the phrase made it. Somebody who should have made it.
Oh, wow. I think it was a lot of us, myself included, if we had the opportunity, whether it would be the agent or we just didn't get that call or what have you. There was so many. Wow. Tim could have made it. Tori could have made it. Sharif, Howie, Tree, Antone Galashaw, myself, if I would have got the opportunity. Wow. Camille Giss. So Clyde Bradshaw did play, in the league. But yeah, the list goes on and on. I mean, like I said, because once we played against these pros and, holding our own, you know what I'm saying? But there's only so many spots on a team, on a basketball team. So maybe that has something to do with it, or just the opportunity didn't arise. You know what I mean? But it was fun. You couldn't tell us we wasn't pros. The only thing that separated us was the money.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's one for you. Sacrifice or good times?
Sacrifice. Yeah, absolutely. And which I had to learn the hard way, because I went through my rough times, in the drug situation. You know what I'm saying? So, and it took me some time to get up out of that. But it was a sacrifice I had to make, and for the people that love you. It's hard for people to see you do bad and there ain't really nothing they could do or say. I mean, because they're gonna talk about you. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? I get whatever they said about me, I guess I deserve that. But to come up out of it, you know what I'm saying, to make that sacrifice, to know that you effed up, you know what I'm saying? And but to see me now and the position I'm in now, living in New York, working in New York, for a $1 billion company, is and still be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Is a testament within itself, and it's a shows you that there is a God. And I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of us that went through those times, because that epidemic, and you know what I'm talking about, that destroyed a lot of people. And I just happen to fall into that category. But God shows His work, and I always was a strong believer. Well, especially once I got out of it, that God gives His toughest soldiers the toughest tasks. You know what I'm saying? So me getting out of that situation, or anybody got out of the situation when it comes to dealing with drugs, and to get yourself together and to do well, is a testament within itself. Absolutely. Shout out to all that passed, and from that, and shout out to all those that came up out of it. Keep banging.
No, most definitely. Another cliche, tough times don't last, tough people do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And with that even being said, what's best part about being Gellow here?
What's best part about being me where?
What's the best part about being you?
Oh man. I guess just the ability to transition. Like I said, no matter where I went, I was able to communicate with people, meet new people, never have no altercations with nobody. Big anyway. And helping others to not only help themselves, but to help others help others. And I mean that I try to lead by example. So nobody know yourself like yourself.
That's right.
So one thing that I do know about myself, that I always been humble, because that seemed to work for me, and that's the right way to be. And just to be able to see somebody smile, or to make somebody life, something worth living. Because some people go through some things sometime that they feel like it's not worth living, and it could be something minor that you do that can change a person's perceptive or their way of thinking. Because I try to use myself for example. Look, if I can do this, you can do this. I'm not no better than you. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that's one thing I will say. I always had a humble, but I always had that quiet cockiness, I guess, if that suffices to say, within me. I was never verbal like that, but I believed, I knew I could do, you know what I'm saying? In my heart, I knew I probably would never express it, because I tried to show it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I ain't gonna talk about it, I'm gonna be about it. Especially when it comes to sports, when it comes to music. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk much, but I'm gonna show you. You know what I'm saying? Because people used to look at me, like I said, because of my slim stature or what have you, and just know that they were going to dominate me. And come to find out, they were totally wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you
And
talked
that
about?
comes,
No, go ahead. That
no,
comes from what?
that comes from the bricks.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
Mhm.
You talked about a book earlier, but my question to you is, a book on your life, what would you call it?
Wow. Oh, wow. One hell of a ride.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That was a good question too, by the way.
Nah, you still riding here. Now I know this point in your life, as far as what advice would you give that 17, 18-year-old Gellow? This Gellow right here. What would you
Mhm.
give that 17, 18-year-old Gellow? What advice would you give him?
I would tell him, stay on the path that was set for you. You might not know what it is yet. And basically that path will be out of trouble. I was never really one to get in trouble, but stay away from, don't be a leader, not a follower. You know what I mean? And I consider myself as a leader, but
Mhm.
at the young age, I was, I guess, more of a follower, and I had to learn to be a leader. And,
Mhm.
as a 17, 18, you're a young man, basically, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So yeah, if I had to do it all over again, I would have been out the house at 18, 17. But, I was able to get a scholarship to go to college. So,
Mhm.
I want to continue playing sports. But
Mhm.
anybody else that's 17, 18, if sports is not your thing, find out what your thing is, find out your niche,
Right.
find out what you do best.
Mhm.
Stay in your lane, stay out of trouble, and you'll be just fine. Yeah.
Oh no.
Mhm.
No, definitely, definitely. Yeah. What would
Mhm.
your parents say about you?
Uh, my parents would be really proud, except for those dark days. But I was grown then.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, they
You
were
still
like I said,
grown or not, you still their child.
yeah, yeah. My dad, my father. Yeah, I really didn't know my father too. Of course I know him, but we didn't spend no time together.
Mhm.
But but my mom's, yeah, she was man, she, I guess she never thought that, I would turn out in sports the way I did. I was in the paper like every day, man. And
Yeah.
like I said, because it was back-to-back sports. So now it's it's football and it's basketball. So she used to come home smiling and everything. And I said, Mom, you had a good day at work, huh?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, all my coworkers, boy, they just love you. He was like, wow, where did he get the name Gellow from? And every day he in the paper and all that. So yeah, she was really happy for me.
Mm.
And I
Mm.
was happy that she was happy.
Yeah.
Like I said, yeah, because like I said, I wasn't a bad kid. I stayed out of trouble. I didn't run with, those that did get in trouble. So sports saved me during that time.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
uh what's on deck for you here?
Well, right now, like I said, I'm currently at work right now. I'm a staff member for the Doe Fund
Mhm.
here, and I work here in the Bronx. So basically, I'm about to get my crib. I don't know where I want to live, whether it's be the Bronx, closer to the job, or Harlem. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I'm topsy turvy right now. I'm not really sure. So that's kind of stressful. But other than that, I'm living a stress-free life, man. I'm like I said, I thank God for my situation. I thank God to be out of the situation I was in, and so I'm just looking forward to the future, man. I mean, no, we ain't getting no younger, but you know, I'm gonna be here till the wheels fall off, and
That's
just
right.
steady going up. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
About
That's
to
right.
get, about to see the dentist, get my teeth done. I'm happy about that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, a lot of things has worked out really well since I moved here in New York.
Mhm.
Expensive as hell, but you know, uh, you know, always something going on. Like just around the world, all cities got something going on. But
Mhm.
for the most part, I pray every day, pray every night. You know what I'm saying? I walk with God and pray nothing happens to me or mine, and you know, try to keep going.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nah, I just want to say thank you, and I mean for a whole lot of reasons. But one, I mean, I know when we first connected, a little over a year or so ago here, just to be like, Ib, I'm gonna get to you, but let me just give me some time. And I think it's just a testament, one, not only you just keeping your word, but I think more or less just the trials and tribulations that you've shared a little bit about here. I mean, I can't say enough how inspiring that is to be like, you know what, we all go through something, we all get caught one way or another here, you know, and I think to get out of that cast and net or what have you, and to keep thriving and pushing through here, that's just a testament to who you are. You mentioned East Orange, you mentioned North, but ultimately it's a testament to you because you can't fool the mirror. You know, look at every day, you can't fool the mirror. You know, for you to get up, you know, lace up your bootstraps and just get to it here. Whatever demons or things that you've had going on here, like you conquered them. You know, you conquered them, and you're moving forward here. You know, athletically, you know, I done heard stories. You know, as far as just your triumphs and things that you've done here. So no, Gellow, this meant a lot to me to sit here and just listen to a little bit of your world here. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you taking time out to do this. So, you know, salute. And I appreciate everything that you've done.
My brother, you just made my day. I just want to say that. I want to just give a shout out, if I may, to a couple of ballers, like I said, Newark, the Ginyards, Eric and Allen, you know, playing ball, coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Donald, this all Westside Park, John Armour, Craig Armour, and, you know, everybody else that played ball at Westside Park, man. Like I said, that was the beginning, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the bricks took me a long way. So big up, shout out, like I said, East Orange and Illtown. Much love to you, Ibn. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
And I know we're gonna continue to talk and be friends after this. Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
Gellow, thank you. And to your point here, like I said, we'll definitely stay connected and in touch just to check in, man. Like I said, when I told you I'm gonna check in on you, I made sure I did that this period just to check in, make sure you're good, you know, and I'm gonna continue to do that. So no, thank you for everything.
My brother, thank you, man. God willing, like I said, we're gonna hang. I'll be in Newark all summer. So
all right, I gotta get back down there too, because I'm in Connecticut. So I gotta get down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Family, everybody's in Jersey still. So I'm down there. So we'll link.
Yeah. And if you need some house music, holler at your boy.
Yeah, I'll leave that. I'll leave the house music, you mean, unless you are my friend. But I just play the popular ones here. But I'm still a Jersey boy. House is in me. So house is in me. So I'm a Jersey boy. So of course it's in me. So thank you.
Hey man, thank you, bro. Much love.
Back at you. All right, peace. Special. This is a special one. They all are, but I'm glad, like I said, I had opportunity to talk with him, to hear Gellow, his walk, a little bit of his walk, his journey here. Like, this stuff is great, man. I really enjoy doing this stuff here. So that being said, though, I'm gonna step away. I put my hand over my heart. That means I feel you. Yeah.